Females of Reddit, what is the SZS thing a plus size gamer gentleman has told you that has made you want to immediately have sex with him and be his girlfriend? I have 4 Bitcoin. He told me let me pick this flower up for you. While slowly bending down, keeping eye contact with me, and seductively showing me his beautiful ass crack. The darkness of it fascinated me. It was so mysterious. My mind started inevitably to float. I can't wait to tell my therapist I found a bunch of people with my fetish. He has 10,000 shares of GameStop and wonders what they're worth. I'll donate 500 to your Patreon I registered sign. He told me mojito crunching that is half chub chode could cure my lesbianism. No longer a lesbian. I am now a penis enjoyer. Asking for a friend? Naughty. Naughty. Kitten. You missed daddy's Discord call. I overheard him yelling upstairs to his mom to make him some ravioli and GRP Kool-Aid. The sparks. Oh, they flew. Wanna see my Naruto Funko Pop collection? Ducking EA ruined BioWare and can't even fix the bugs. And that's how I met my fiance registered sign. Edit. He tutored me in college and I'd just gone through a bad breakup. He said a ton of super awkward tea but he went to a jazz band concert with me and we had real fun. Didn't bang right away, but ended up going on more dates and study sessions and eventually realized we were in love. 4 years later we're married and just bought our first house. He doesn't game as much anymore. Nor does he wear fedoras anymore. Got into NASCAR and loves to do puzzles with me. He's the greatest emo. Edit. I am actually Cristiano Ronaldo in a fat suit. Cristiano Ronaldo. I once had one of these gentlemen tell me, and I quote, "I wish you were more promiscuous so we could have sex." Alas. Ilac. I have standards. Edit. Now my new top comment is about a guy who tried, to get me into bed and failed. This is either a new high or a new low in my life. He never had to say a goddamn word. He said I love cooking and cleaning. You'll never have to do anything around the house cause I'm gonna take care of it. He even cleaned up the snail trail I left to the bedroom. Finger blasting with your mouse clicker. I found you an eagle horn. From Diablo. 23 years ago. We celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary this year. He told me I was beautiful and it was nice to hear. You're beautiful. And that's nice to hear. My friend is a plus size gamer. He always had a string of lovely girlfriends. He's now married. And his wife is also a gamer. I believe they met at Dungeons and Dragons. None of my friends' girlfriends have been conventionally beautiful. But he's a happy guy and he loves his wife. I believe the answer is realistic expectations and going for women who share your interests. If you're a nerdy guy you're going to have the most fun with a nerdy woman. Why make yourself miserable chasing people you have nothing in common with? I'm not saying this is you but I've seen it happen. I know another guy who fits the nerdy gamer description. He has a sense of entitlement and everyone hates him. I made $37.50 in trades on GME and BTC. Answering honestly. Seeing a dude be nice, polite, generous, gentle, etc. to someone he's not looking to get anything out of. I didn't realize this was a thing until after I saw a co-worker stop his task and jog outside to help an old man with his groceries. I went from not thinking of him at all to immediate interest. I'm no lady but when this dude at a LAN party went fishing for a Cheeto under his tit, licked the dust off it and then slowly ate it, I might as well have been. Boy. I never knew a man could get so wet. Here in my garage. I just bought this new Lamborghini here. Fun to drive up here in the Hollywood Hills. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge. I'm GM and raid leader of a top 25 raiding guild in WoW. Poof. Panties gone. Edit for real. That's how I met my husband and knew I wanted to sleep together. He may be a neckbird. Do you browse Reddit? I registered sign RR. The most recent one was in Among Us. He said, I hope you ducking die you ducking WHRE. And I said oh no. My beloved is us. And then everybody clapped. This is probably the spiciest comment section on Reddit. He just stood there. Naked fupa slightly heaving. Scrote in hand. Lightly juggling his balls. And he said, what a terrible day to be able to read. He didn't need to say anything. I was already attracted to him. On a related note. Does anyone know how to escape a really heavy person's gravity field? Asking for a friend. Tips Fedora. Winks. But with both eyes. Pushes glasses closer to face. And then I ate that PSSY like a Rottweiler eating a watermelon. Serious answer in case any younger gamer gentlemen are struggling with relating to women. He listened when I talked. Actually listened. Didn't try to talk over me. Didn't try to explain everything to me. He listened to what I was saying and cared about it. He talked to me like I was an adult human being who was just as smart and capable as he is. He took interest in my interests. I love how exotic your eyes are. Can I add you on Facebook? Called me a female. That suddenly reminded me of the existence of my vagina and how I should use it on him if I didn't want to seem like a WHRE. Tell me you are on Reddit without telling me you are on Reddit. The narwhal bacons at midnight. I'm a Diamond 3 in League IRR. I sent you my DCKPLS respond. This is dripping with so much satire I can't even be mad. I'm into nerdy, chubby guys. When we were fooling around for the first time. He said hey is this okay? With love and genuine concern in his eyes. Of course I said yes are respectful. Sweet. Funny kid with a soft tummy and a big heart just wanted to make that moment perfect for me. I'm marrying him in October. He said I'm not like other guys I'm actually nice if you'll give me a chance. But I was still skeptical so I didn't reply for an hour. But then he texted me duck you plastic bitch. Women these days only want muscular men who don't care about them. Nice guys finish last and I squirted a hole in my wall instantly. Well at first I was hesitant but when he called me a WHRE and said he would beat me to an inch of my life and that just really got me going you know. The Quebecious accent got me when we first met Arl and the fact he was a cute, beardy human version of his character. But he had me by his RP of his one-eyed dwarf warrior for 2 years before as we traveled the Forgotten Realms. Tank and healer. Having wild adventures. And weird herp. It lasted 6 years. But a certain gaming studio he worked at fired him for being too French Canadian. He translated all their stuff for Canada on the forums and he ditched me. Silicon Valley. And America. Now I have a STEM job. I'm not a psycho or sociopath. And I have the law of 100 worlds memorized including our own will do me fine. Not plus sized. But invited me over to his room in his dad's house to hang out. Then proceeded to play games while I told him about my day. He actually paused his game to turn to me. Then he said you talk a lot. Like. A lot. I froze. It was only until way too late later that I realized I should have told him I didn't want to come over to watch him play video games and left to go home to my own apartment. I'll add another serious answer to the like 2.5 that are here. Met a guy on OkCupid who was super cute. Bigger but it really doesn't bother me. As I've gotten older I prefer heftier guys at first glance rather than slimmer guys. Especially since I'm bigger myself. As we all know. Though. It comes down to regular personality. This will come up in a sec. He was so very sweet. Charming. Coy but not. Like. Overwhelming. And we agreed to meet up. I had to pick him up. No DL. Still not an issue. Especially since he was going to be getting it within the month since we met. Also he said Nareosu's copyright airing. As cute in person as he was on the app. Butterflies. My dudes. He told me he was so surprised and excited to match with such a beautiful woman. Which was so fun because it was like OMG me too. You're cute as duck. I can't believe this worked out. Close bracket. Then. Halfway to Taco Bell. He told me females and feminists are liars and bitches and bait men. You look like my waifu. Boom. Now we're married with 3 kids and a pupper and a doggo and it's been pretty poggers. Did a fedora with arms ask this question? I sent my so a gif of an all-seeing eye that said let's get Illuminati on Tinder and we're still together almost 3 years later. This is the most Reddit thing I've ever heard. He had me at wheeze. I'll never forget the moment he tipped his fedora and winked at me. He said good day lady and I instantly knew he was the one. He had on a Dragon Ball Z button down. Those were really popular in the late 90s. For some reason. He was sporting a metal ball necklace and a wallet with a chain. He showed me his collection of authentic replica katanas that were made in China. Swoon. But alas. We weren't meant to be. He drove off into the sunset with his anime body pillow riding shotgun and left me with a broken heart. My husband is a plus-size gamer gentleman. Been married for 12 years and have an 11-year-old daughter. He is able to make me laugh. We laugh together. He specifically enjoys making fun of himself and I find it really endearing. Oh. He's also married to a plus-size gamer lady. You know. Realistic expectations help. Justin for your information. Ask for nudes. Then called me an ugly WH Ray and told me to KMS. Literally cummed. Omelette du fromage. Refer to women as women instead of females. I have paid off all my debt to Tom Nook. This is the most Reddit-like question I've ever heard in my life. I'm a millionaire and I don't need to work to support you or any family that comes with you. Nothing. Never had an online gamer saying anything nice. Let alone SI. It was all harassment. In all honesty. I don't think any words can turn me on. It's all actions. Smells. Sounds. Etc. With looks. As long as you're clean and healthy. I don't care what you look like. Make me laugh. Hickory smoke delicious meats. Call me out on my bullshit and encourage me. Yeah, no. Do things that show you're healthy both mentally and physically and I'm attracted. Hygiene. No red flags. A few months after I met a guy I was going through a really hard time at work. It got so bad to the point where I totally lost my appetite and was losing weight rapidly. I was so stressed out one night that I cried my eyes out and told him everything. He told me that everything was going to be okay. How much he liked and cared about me. It felt so good to have someone support me through everything, especially me not eating because I was extremely embarrassed about it and couldn't tell anyone. Every day he would ask if I was eating and a couple of times when he found out I didn't he got food delivered to my house and told me to eat it or it'd be wasting his money. It may have seemed like a threat but it really did make me eat. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for him I wouldn't be here now. Taking notes are we? I knew she was mine the moment I put on my robe and wizard hat. Treated me like a person. This is a funny post. I wonder what other jokes OP makes. Oh, it's all blatant racism NVM. Lem tell you about this one time I had a lil SX. And I'll be the first one to say it. It was the SZest SX I ever SZ. Reddit. Finally. An ask Reddit that I can actually answer. I was attending college at Northern Colorado, back in 2015. And Travis was a very awkward guy in my physics class. But he was super smart and would always help me with anything. He was so nice. Even helped me out by jumping my car during a bad snowstorm. He asked me out one time. And I decided to take him up. I invited him to a cosplay party. And he showed up as Fred Flintstone in blackface and kept yelling yabba dabba didn't do nothing all night. How could I resist? You forgot the serious tag. I see my man needs a winning strategy to steal IA. Why of course. The word females. I can literally smell your fedora. Yet you can't smell the satire. That he was going to lose 100 pounds and hit me up again in 18 months. I love posts like this. To any young gamer guys here who aspire to have romantic relations. Make them laugh. Edit. Laugh with you, not at you. I did the dishes. That one time he offered me room and board in exchange for pretending to be his wife. The fact that he didn't require me to have sex with him and only asked that I had no other outside relationships showed that he really respected me. I was definitely ready to take it further. Who wouldn't be? He tipped his fedora and held the door open for me. By that point I was on the floor begging to suck his cock. Probably gonna regret asking. But what is a plus size gamer gentleman? A lardy lad. RIP your inbox. He called me a woman. Not a female like a ducking alien. Not female. But if he's a Discord mod I'm marrying him on the spot. Not using females is a good start. Spoken like a true female. As a human female I find the extra caloric value of plus size gamers to be very attractive targets for SL relations and definitely not anything else. I remember this question was unironically asked and received genuine responses LMAO. OP is down bad lol. Frantically writes down an entire thread. Plus size nerd here. I was in a store softly singing along to a musical I was listening to and my not yet girlfriend popped over the counter like is that Heathers? Do you like Heathers? And we just talked forever and exchanged numbers. Recommendation. Have interests. Don't be ashamed of them or afraid to talk about them. Eventually you'll find someone who likes the same things. I always liked poems. You probably won't get SX but I would text you back. Edit. Okay guys, your poems are lovely but A. I'm actually a guy. B. He's not my boyfriend yet, but I'm already sleeping with a guy. But C. We met on a sketchy dating app. But we talked about Reddit and memes. Violets are blue. I wish I was dead. I made this poem. This is the funniest thing I've seen on Reddit all week. I'm amused at this question. I am a plus size gamer gentleman. I met my wife when we were playing WoW. Back in late 2006. I'd spent long enough working in call centers back then that I'd become really good at matching accented English to regions of North America. There was a healer in our raiding guild who had an enchanting voice and a strange Canadian accent. Strange because it wasn't purely from a specific part of Canada. So, when I was able to guess which parts of Canada she lived based on her accent, she was intrigued. I was in Nebraska then. But we live in Canada now. And you know what? I hated every minute I ever spent on the phones in a call center. But I wouldn't trade any of that time for anything you could offer. Because it taught me an uncommon skill that caught the attention of a rare and wonderful woman without whom my life would be empty. This is gonna appear on Reddit moment because they can't tell what's satire or not. That sub is a hive mind full of dumbasses. I'd have to say when he gave me a 10-paragraph rant about why having a trans person in a game ruined it because of the SJWs. I was a lesbian before. But after he gave me that? Absolutely gushing. Go to say the fact that he constantly smelled like shit and accused me of being a fake gamer was great too. Really sealed the deal. I once met a guy who was painfully shy. Awkward. Had low self-esteem. And wasn't especially handsome. I asked him if he was a virgin. And he literally stuttered and blushed so fast that I was concerned he might faint. To make a long story short, I ducked that boy. He wouldn't make extended eye contact with me. even when he was eating me out. Which I thought was hilarious. As it turns out, I have a thing for taking shy boys V card, so yeah. Bonus answer. A guy once told me his DCK was the size of a newborn baby's arm. I was intrigued. Okay. I know this question was meant as a joke, but hear me out. I met my current BF on a video game many moons ago, and a week after we met up IRL. He is indeed plus size. 6 years older than me. But he is so handsome nonetheless. He's also on a weight loss journey, but that's a detail. When we first saw each other IRL, he got down on one knee and dead said, "Will you give me the honor of showing me what's underneath your skirt?" Full stop. Yep. I have that kind of humor. 3 years later, almost 4 actually, we are still together. Living under the same roof. I love this clownoon copyright airing. Bonus. My parents and my sister love him too. Despite a language barrier. So there's that. Oh. And his family is awesome too. 1. Don't use the word females, it's gross and makes my dry up so much my labia inverts. 2. Just sharing what you're genuinely excited and passionate about, whether it's showing off your Star Wars Lego collection or chatting about the latest game you're obsessed with. I heard this works. Sup bitch. Prom? Serious answer. I was seeing a super muscular, well off and well endowed guy with a SI accent. But he never made me laugh. It was always so serious. We weren't exclusive and I dated around 18F at the time. Met a chubby guy who played video games all night and liked soccer. Didn't have a car and worked a part-time job at his aunt's restaurant. He asked for permission to kiss me. He had me laughing constantly. We were always messing around telling jokes and I would laugh until my sides hurt. I married that guy. 10 years 4 kids later and he still makes me laugh until my sides hurt. And I'll ooh his body. He didn't try like all the other guys at the comic shop. My gender didn't affect how he treated me. I really respected that. He was kind for the sake of being kind. Not just trying to get some. I was another human being to him. Met at a comic shop. We're going on 10 years now. Married. And we have an almost 5-year-old. Treat people like people. Nice try. It smells like neckbud in here. If the girl is a gamer too, just treating them like a normal person and being yourself goes a really long way. Honest answer. After a good couple months of friendship with no red flags or creepy vibes, he made a joke that I needed to not take an extra shift and actually get some sleep and drink some damn water. I said, of course I said so, in a very stern, oddly caring tone. That extra shift would have ruined me, but I was stubborn and needed to be told explicitly not to take it apparently. I don't think it's ever been anything SI. TBH. Where they've always got me is their intelligence, kindness, and sense of humor. A teddy bear guy with a heart of gold, smarts, and a sense of humor was essentially my MO. Actually married one. He said woman instead of females. Seriously, IDKY, this trend of saying female has been catching on, but it's everywhere and a bit annoying. I like to eat. Can I show you? Are you writing this from inside his stomach? You heard me at my lady. As an overweight guy who games. Be funny, be interesting, don't be a DCK. I'm married now. But I did very well with the ladies. Like, I have no right to have as many women interested in me as I did. Also, being a gamer isn't a personality replacement. He was my BF. So pretty much anything he said made me want to have sex with him. But I really enjoyed watching him play and kicking ass. He was super sweet and caring. That made me want to be his girlfriend. We were together for 11 years. I wanna know but I don't wanna ask. Hello dear. OP is sus. Mods. Please. 1 week without this garbage. For the good of our souls. So this is dorky and dumb, but I'm half a bottle of wine into my night, so here. dropping me off at my apartment. 2 months into dating. It was the last time I was gonna see him before we went off to winter holiday. So I told him, "I love you." And this beautiful bastard grinned. And told me, "I know." Anyway, we've been together 5 years and we're getting married. It's gonna be nerdy.